Hey, Dylan from Throttle Company here in Columbus, Ohio. Big day for us, November 1st. We just got in our Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650s. Let's go check them out. We have a bunch of bikes from customers, people who have pre-ordered them. And then, of course, these are already sold. And then one demo bike for us for test rides. So I've already got one out of the package, or out of the box. And I'll go over this one and talk to you about it. So the first thing you notice, obviously, it's a cruiser. We've got upside down forks. That's the first for Royal Enfield. First time they've ever made a motorcycle with upside down forks or the modern suspension. 19-inch front wheel, 16-inch rear, and of course those are tubeless. So if you were out on the road, you were to get a nail in your tire or whatever, you could go ahead and plug that in an emergency and get going back on the road. That's huge for a lot of people. Some people, they don't care, they're not going to do that anyway, but a lot of people, that's like a deal breaker. So we got this nice fork brace. The thing that I always notice, well, I guess while I'm here I can tap this, you probably couldn't hear, but metal fenders, metal side covers, metal rear fender here. This is called Interstellar Green. So we have a green, got a little bit of metal flake in the paint, gold accent continued on the side cover there. Beautiful badge. This is Interstellar, which is sort of the mid-level trim level that they call it. You notice on the engine here, so this is the same engine that we have in the Interceptor and the GT, which have been out since 2018, 2019 here in the US. I personally have an Interceptor, so I love this engine. It's a little bit different on the Super Meteor. So you've got kind of gray. This looked black in the photos, but this is like a really dark gray with a little bit of metal flake, kind of this prismatic metal flake. You see all the different colors, kind of looks rainbow in the sun, which is nice. We got a little bit of sun here. These are just out of the crate, so you kind of see fingerprints from people touching it and stuff. We'll go ahead and wipe all that stuff off. So feet forward controls. So it's not crazy far forward, but it's a little more forward than if you're used to on like the regular Meteor, which I'd already said this, but I get annoyed by the name. I don't think it's a good idea to name a bike the super version of another bike. It makes it seem like the Meteor is not great. The Meteor is a masterpiece of a motorcycle, and this bike really isn't that. It's not the same engine, it's not the same frame, it's a totally different thing. So the thing that stands out to me the most, I've ridden one of these. Nicole and I we were invited down for the dealer conference in Dallas, Texas, and we rode these as part of that. The cockpit, everything that you touch in here, all the levers, adjustable levers. That's huge for a lot of people. Royal Enfield's a very approachable brand. A lot of new people need to be comfortable. When they're reaching out here, they want the levers closer to them. Adjustable levers, metal. These are aluminum pieces. Really easy to grab, easy. I think these grips are perfect, very comfortable. But everything here, high quality finishes, very substantial, stout looking pieces. All of the metal work, the mirrors, these are even different mirrors for this model, and they're great. They work fantastic. They don't vibrate like crazy. This one's already been prepped, so we've already got the battery in it, a little bit of gas in it and stuff. We haven't yet ridden it on the road, but it's ready to be started, so I can go ahead and start it for you. I forgot to mention Tripper up there in the dash. I saw it come on, but it's got the turn-by-turn navigation with Tripper. So you can hear the exhaust. Very deep bass, especially compared to the Interceptor and the GT. Hopefully that comes across on camera, but it doesn't always, but I'm trying to get my microphone close to it to be able to hear it. Very smooth engine, but the parallel twin is just, in my opinion, the best sound of any engine. So I'll rev it up a little bit. You can hear it, you can tell. Stock exhaust is fantastic. With an aftermarket exhaust, this thing is going to be sparky. So we've got Interstellar Green, we've got Astral Black here. Next to it, Astral Green. So those are considered the base model. These guys are currently uncrating them. Another Interstellar Green, and then Interstellar Gray. The thing about Interstellar Gray, and this happens all the time, you've only seen straight on shots. So we've only seen like this straight shot and then straight down before, because they send you out like the pre-production rendering stuff. But in person, and I didn't like it that much in the renderings, but in person, this is a very good looking motorcycle. Very classic looking. The silver is nice. It's a lighter silver, but it's got a lot of depth to it. The side panel is very cool. It's kind of monochromatic with the engine. I think this is one of the better looking colors, and I was not expecting to like it based on what I had seen online already. So yeah, you do see, this is a good angle to see a lot of the differences between the existing engine. So the throttle bodies are different on this. We kind of do a different throttle body now compared to how they used to meet current emission standards. You can see the black or the dark gray engine cases, but this piece is metal. This side panel I'd already mentioned is metal, but just so you know, this is metal. This is another metal panel piece here, and it really ties the whole thing together, you know? This is a good-looking cruiser because of all the details that they really nailed. So you can see the engine, the frame here, it's kind of like a crinkle coat or like a textured black coating. Very nice. You know it's going to be durable. You can tell that just by feeling it. It's going to be very durable. These rear shocks, I think they really did a great job. We went through a presentation and they talked about how they took a long time to get all the finishes correct, perfect. And it really does make a difference when you look at it, and it gives you the overall impression that this is just a really well-built motorcycle. It's not like they just put on whatever's cheap. They wouldn't have done Showa shocks front and rear if that's what they were trying to do. They would have gone with a name or a non-name brand name. So I'm really excited about this. I have already ridden these in Texas. We got up to 95 miles an hour on the highway, and they did fantastic. I did all of that in like 4th gear. They are 6-speed transmission. The 6th gear is an overdrive. I take my Interceptor on the highway all the time. This thing, somehow, maybe it's the tire combination, I don't know, but cruises just, it feels much more stable. Not that the Interceptor doesn't, but it just feels more stable, and it feels great on the highway, which is what it was built to do. That one over there is going to be our demo. So this is Astro Green. We do test rides. We're big on test rides. I'm going to do a video, I call it In the Loop, which is a series they do on YouTube, and I'll ride this bike, tell you what it's like to ride it, but you don't have to take my word for it, because tomorrow, starting tomorrow, we're going to have a demo. So it's gotten a little cold, but this weekend's supposed to be fantastic weather-wise, in the 60s. So come down Friday, Saturday, and test ride this, and you can see for yourself that it is a fantastic motorcycle. It's built for cruising.